Y'all, I am not even gonna lie. I am terrible at this making videos thing. This is probably the 15th time that I've started this video. So cross your fingers that I get through it this time. And then I will reward you with my puppies at the end of this. So it's Thursday. It's actually Wednesday for me, but when you guys are watching this, it's Thursday. I'm not at school again today. What's my hair doing? Ethan still wasn't feeling well, so I made the parental decision to keep him home one more day and hope that he starts to feel better before we have to go on our trip next week, as it will be awfully hard for me to be gone from him if he's not feeling better. So you guys are there with Mandy today. Hopefully you all turned your papers in yesterday. And today you have a double period. And so the first thing that I want you to accomplish as part of your double period is to write speeches based on the research that you did. So writing the paper is one part, and it's a really important part. You guys went through all of the steps. You did the research. You wrote rough drafts. You edited. You made corrections and turned in a nice, pretty, better draft. And now what you're going to do is you're going to present and share that information. And because we want to do that in a really authentic way, you guys are going to share that information next week when we are either, if you're on the Historic Virginia trip, or when we are in St. Augustine. So you're going to get note cards. You guys know I love note cards. You're going to get note cards. And at the top of that note card, what are you going to write? Hopefully you all said your name and the date. So that's going to go at the very top of your note card. And then you're going to write your speech, and it should all fit just on the front of that note card. This is to be brief, but to get to the really good information that you want to share about whatever topic it is that you researched. So on the board, hopefully it's not been erased, there are two different types of speeches that I am giving you for this assignment. The first one should be familiar to those of you who did Model UN back in the fall. This is the hook, point, action method for speeches. And it's pretty self-explanatory. So you're going to start with a hook, right? And you want to start with something that's the interesting information. You can use a statistic, an interesting fact. If there's a quote that connects with the thing that you researched, you can use anything that is going to grab your reader, right? It's the like hook that caught my eye. That's the kind of information you want for this type of speech to open it. And that's just a sentence. And then the next couple of sentences, the point part of this is, what's the most important information that you want to get across? What are the things that people need to know about the alligator farm, or Ponce de Leon, or St. Augustine the person, not just the city, or the rides at Universal? Whatever it is that you researched, what are the things that you think are most valuable for your audience, which will be other middle school students and chaperones, to know about where we are going? And then action, what's really unique about this type of speech is this call to action at the end. What do you want your listeners, in which case your peers and the chaperones, what do you want them to do with this information? Maybe you want them to, pay attention to the Indian tribes that are talked about at the Fountain of Youth, because so much of the focus there is on the Spanish colonization and on Ponce de Leon. But maybe you want them to realize that these Native Americans were there first. Some people were researching the conservation methods at the alligator farm. And so maybe your hook point action speech there is focusing on conservation. And that call to action at the end is asking people to do something that connects and supports with what the alligator farm is already doing. So that's the first type, is hook, point, action. And for some of you, that might be a really good fit. If it's not, the second option that you have is the elevator speech. So called because you only spend about 30 seconds to a minute and a half in an elevator. And so if you are going to give a speech in 30 to 90 seconds, you have to get the most important information shared in a clear and effective manner with your audience. And so how I want you to think about this speech is, what are the 3 most important things that you learned during your research? So you're just going to pull 3 facts out. But don't just do them as standalone facts, okay? You can think about this as it connects to the research paper or to the structure of a paragraph. You have an introduction, you have the 3 facts, and then you conclude it or tie it up in some way. Usually the conclusion of these things, it's the pretty flowery stuff. It feels cliche to us, but truly that's a good way to end something. And you can even think about the poster that we have up on the wall. You tell them what you're going to tell them, you tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. Remember, it takes 3 times for people to remember things. So does that might mean you're gonna watch this video 3 times? I hope not. But that's what I want you to do. I would anticipate this will take you 20 to 40 minutes to write your speeches. And then I want you to partner up with someone who has a totally different topic. And I want you to read your speeches to one another and edit and make some changes. If you want, you can get a second note card, but I want you to turn those final draft note cards in to Mandy and she can leave them on my desk. And for those of you who are going to Historic Virginia, I will give those note cards to Bill and Jennifer. And for those of you who are going to St. Augustine, I will bring those note cards with us on our trip. And you are going to present these note cards, your speeches, when we are traveling next week. So I know that they'll be great. Again, I'm so sorry that I'm not there with you. Mandy, if you have questions, you guys have my phone number. It is okay for you to text me. I imagine we'll just be home reading and watching. Okay, that was abrupt. It all ended. I don't know what happened there. So to tie it all up, you're going to be great. Your speeches are going to be great. I'm proud of you guys. I'm sorry I'm not there to help you, but I am confident in your abilities to do this without me. When you guys are done with that, I have made a Constitution playlist on YouTube that has a couple of clips. I do want you to watch the crash course video first. I don't have questions for you right now. We will come back to that, but it probably won't be until after spring break. We are going to look at the Constitution and the Bill of Rights a little bit more. So you have to at least watch that one first. And there is a We the People episode of everybody's favorite Liberty Kids. So you guys are welcome to watch that. And then there are a couple of other videos from the Constitution Center and the National Archives that I would like for you, if you have time, to watch those as well. Make sure that you stack all the chairs, make that room nice and neat so that when I come back on Friday morning, I'm ready and impressed and looking forward to seeing you guys at morning meeting. If you have any questions, text me. That's fine. We'll be around and I will show you some pictures, or not some pictures. I'll show you my pups. My pups are sleeping and I'm sure they're going to be irritated with me. So this is Amos. Amos is my grouchy dog. He's very tired. And then here's Benjamin. We call Benjamin Falcor. For those of you who have seen The Never Ending Story, I think he looks like Falcor. He's a cute little puppy. So, okay, we're ending on puppies. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm sorry that I'm not there with you, but I know you're in good hands, and I will see you on Friday. Bye.